Yeah.
Hey everyone, how are you all doing? We are 3 weeks into our lockdown here, and we're still married.
Woo! 3 weeks with the kids and counting. Oh, right, by the way, this is another Simple Faith video for the week. And if y'all aren't down with that, that's cool. We'll see you on Sunday for the weekly recipe.
You know, you said it's been 3 weeks with the kids. Well, I guess that's accurate because the kids have been home. But one of the questions that people often ask us is, how on earth do you live together and work together and are still together?
That's a good question, dude. So the world is on pause, and all these interesting dynamics and paradigms are coming out that you wouldn't have thought. And just reading some interesting articles on the state of affairs that are happening in the world. So
Yeah. In Bloomberg Business Week, there was an article about a Shanghai divorce lawyer who said his caseload has increased 25% since the city's lockdown eased in mid-March. Infidelity used to be the number one reason clients showed up at his office door, he says, adding that people have time to have love affairs when they're not at home. Couples in many cities had to endure an additional 2 months trapped under the same roof. For many, it was too much. The more time they spent together, the more they hate each other. Isn't that awful?
yeah.
Also, in the New York Times, the crisis has spawned a new lexicon. Where once there were blackout babies, we can now expect a wave of corona babies and a new generation of quarantines in 2033. Couples whose marriages are fraying under the pressure of self-isolation could be heading for a COVID divorce.
COVID divorce. So are we COVID coupling or corona coupling?
Well, we are neither going to COVID divorce, nor are we going to have a corona baby. Well, Dude and I have been married for almost 20 years.
2020, 20 years. It's easy to remember that date. The number of years we've been married.
But for most of that time, we have both been working from home. So we're used to having each other around all the time. And even, you all know already that we talk a lot. We talk a lot during the day. We talk a lot even at bedtime, like we hadn't seen each other all day long, that we have to catch up. Well, a part of that is because I married my best friend and I have lots to say. Well, he actually has lots to say.
The amount of time that we spend conversing with each other and sounding ideas off each other, it happens all the time. And now that we work together, it's like through the roof.
Well, I have to say, since we started this YouTube adventure, Dude and I probably fight a lot more than we ever had before. I think at the beginning of our marriage, it was pretty rocky. We're still trying to get used to each other and working on our communication and all of that. But, over the years, we've just learned to compromise, and there are some things that are just not worth fighting about.
And some things worth fighting about.
A lot of things not worth fighting about. We both have different workspaces at home. I like working in the living room, and he likes working in the office. So for most of the day, we're doing our own thing in our own space. And so we do have that separation, and we are blessed to have a larger apartment so that we don't have to be in the same room to work.
We just gravitate towards our own spaces most of the time, and I think we find that we are more productive that way, not in each other's faces. So we're set up in a way that Flo has her laptop in the living room, and she pecks away on the laptop, and I have the editing iMac and stuff in the office. And how we communicate with each other most of the time, I know it's kind of lame, is that we message each other on iMessage from the different rooms.
It's better than like getting up or yelling.
Yeah.
Right?
Hey, what do you think of this?
We've also learned to just give each other space throughout our day so that we're not like hovering over each other. Well, except sometimes I go into the kitchen and I'm going to start dinner, but he decides that it's a good time to come hang out in the kitchen, which is not a good idea.
I think it comes from a heart of wanting to see if you need help, not because I think you need supervision.
I don't think you're supervising. I think you're just like, hey, what you doing?
Yeah, that's probably it. I just want to just hang out with my girl, you know. What's going on? I haven't seen you for, 15 minutes.
Before we got married, we agreed to a no couch rule. And that basically means that if we're fighting, that there is no one that actually sleeps on the couch. That's actually probably saved us a lot over the years. Because I think if we were in separate rooms sleeping, it's easy to just be separated and like never resolve whatever it is that you're angry about or whatever you're fighting about. You should try it, because sleeping angry next to the person you're angry with is really hard to do.
Yeah, it's a challenge. I challenge you.
I never kicked him out of the room to sleep on the couch or kicked him out of the house or anything like that.
Yeah, no doghouse.
Yeah, no doghouse, no couch.
Yeah.
But the key thing that holds our relationship together is our same faith in the same God. And when we took our vows and said, till death do us part, we take that quite literally. It doesn't mean until I don't like you anymore or until it gets really, really hard. I think love is just hard, but we are to love each other even when it's hard. In 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verses 4 to 13, it says, "Love is patient and kind. Love does not envy or boast. It is not arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice at wrongdoing, but rejoices with the truth. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never ends." And that's kind of what we live by, or we try anyways.
Yeah. There's by no means is it unicorns and rainbows. There are lots of times when we think, wow, this is really hard. And this time when people are stuck together, when we're stuck together, this self-isolation thing, it just amplifies. And as we read earlier from the Bloomberg article, like the more time you spend with each other, the more they hate each other. Like how crazy is that?
So we know it's going to be hard, because we don't know how long this is going to last, this lockdown, but we know it's temporary. And so, I've been saying be kind, but also be kind to your spouse. And love your neighbors, but also love your spouse.
Thanks.
Take care. Stay safe. Love you guys.
See you guys.